Hey everybody, Kelly here. If you haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button because you're going to want to see the video content I have on my channel. If you're a real estate agent and you're looking to up your game for lead generation, what to do to find free leads, if you're going to purchase leads or you're going to set up campaigns, what to do, hit the subscribe, take a look at the volume and the content that we have down there. We've made that just for you. I am a realtor just like you, and I spend a lot of time during the month staying up to date. So I want you to have that information and go out there and make it happen for you, your team, and your family. All right, let's get started. I'm going to do something super quick, so you're going to want to pay close attention, and you can always pause the video, rewind it, but I want to share with you how to put together an effective Facebook buyer ad, and it's something you can launch with content immediately. And we're going to be accessing and using Facebook lead pages. These are the ads where you're not going to have to put your website content in and have them click your website and hopefully leave their name and their bogus phone. No. If they are on Facebook and they have an email, which Facebook wants, and a cell phone, which Facebook wants, and they click your lead ad, that information populates automatically. It's much less intrusive and typically allows them to click through and go because they're not having to type all that in. They're not thinking subconsciously, oh, I don't want to give my information. So it works. It's a great way to start generating leads, and it's scalable. You can start for as little as $5 a day, $10, whatever you're comfortable with, and then scale it. It also, you've got to make sure you've got a good Facebook business page. You can't run this off a Facebook group, so you need a good Facebook business page, and you're ready to go. All right, so let's get started. First thing you're going to do is log in, and you're going to hit create, and we're going to go ahead and find an ad or create the ad. And one of the first things that you're going to want to do is pick what type of ad that you want. Now, I'm not going to go into all of these ads on this video. What I do want to do is pick lead generation because I want to generate some leads. And let's go ahead and name this. We're going to name this campaign Test. We're going to name the ad set Test 2. And then the ad, we'll call it Test 3. So if you're running an ad, your overall campaign might be buyer lead gen, and today's date's 8/18. So I might say buyer lead gen 8 space 18. And then for the ad set, I would probably put something like Lake County buyer leads. And on the ad, I would probably say, whatever the specifics of that buyer lead, maybe special financing buyer lead. So that's what you want to do when you name your campaigns. But let's continue. All right, so right here is one of the first things you need to do. And if you'll notice, I'm in the campaign now, test. You're going to need to go ahead and click yes or turn on the special ad category. Don't ask me why. But if you don't do this as a real estate agent, and you're running a home lead generation ad, you could get your account banned. So make sure you do it. It's all part of their, they're wanting to make sure that we're not redlining, we're not steering, we're not, advertising only in wealthy areas or where people have credit. This is telling Facebook, we're a real estate agent. This is an ad. And then Facebook has limited our targeting to make it more fair. It really hurt us, but if you do the ad right, you're going to be fine. Go ahead and click housing, and there you go. The other thing you're going to see is campaign details, okay? Over here on the campaign budget, I always turn that off here because I'm going to put my budget into the actual ad itself. You can do whatever you want. You can put $5, but I just turn this off. And if you want to do what I do, turn it off right there. All right, then we're going to go down here and hit next. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and choose the page that I want to spotlight. Right there, okay? And if you'll notice, now we're in the ad set name. So now we're in the ad set where we're actually creating the dynamics of this ad. All right, so right here, this is where you go ahead and set your daily budget. So we could say $10. You could put $1, $2, $5, 10, whatever. Obviously, the higher you go, the better your opportunity to convert leads. Right now, before I get there, that's what I'm going to do. And I don't do a start date and end date. Pardon me. Wow, I do a daily budget. The reason for that is if I go ahead and put an end date on here, it's telling Facebook that I'm only going to spend a little bit of money, and they're not going to get real serious about spending time with their robots to get my ad in front of the right people. Because the first couple of days you run the ad, Facebook's kind of learning how your ad is reacting and interacting with people. But if you run it for 3 or 4 or 5 days, that's not enough time to give Facebook, the information they need to really get your clicks, your click cost low. So there we go, $10 a day. The other thing I do is I'm going to choose my location. So I'm going to edit location. I'm going to get rid of people living in or recently. I'm going to go with people living in this location. I'm going to get rid of the United States. And for me, just something simple, I'm going to say Lake County. And I'm going to look for Lake County, Florida, right there. And over here, I'm going to have 200,000 potential reach, but I haven't really set the criteria for the client I'm going after. So watch what happens to that number. So right now, Facebook's making me send this ad to potentially everybody 18 and 65. Remember, it's going to learn. And for detailed targeting, this is where we're going to get specific. So here's where you might want to stop it, rewind it, and kind of choose these demographics for yourself. So the first thing I'm going to put down would be mortgage. And there's one right there. So people interested in mortgage loans. Then I'm going to hit suggestion. Okay. Mortgage calculator. Anybody that's been on looking at mortgage calculators, that's a potential buyer. Okay. I want to go ahead and choose house hunting. I want to do first time buyers, pre-qualification with lending. I would like to find people looking at Zillow and Trulia. And let me stop right there. Let's go ahead and look at, we dropped from 200,000 to 66,000 people. Now, one of the things that Facebook lets you do is they let you narrow the audience. So now I've got this big old pool of all these people that I'm interested in, but I want to focus in on if all of these people are looking at one specific thing. For instance, if they're looking at Trulia, at Zillow, if they're looking at Mortgage Calculator, but they're not looking at mortgage loans, well, they might not be as serious. So I'm going to narrow the audience. Now watch what happens to the 66,000. I'm going to go back to mortgage. Okay. Let me go ahead and pick up mortgage loans. Now watch what happens to the audience. It drops to 50. And you can also do some further pre-qualification lending, further narrowing down. So I want to go people that are also looking at Zillow, and I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. So right now I'm going to have an audience definition of about 64,000 people. Okay. That's good for what I want to do. Now over here on placements, I'm going to get rid of automatic and go to manual. And I'm not going to give you a big speech on that. I just don't want Facebook deciding where my ad's going to go because there's a lot of places they're going to put it that I don't see good results. For instance, I'm not a big Instagram guy. So I don't want to spend my dollars on Instagram. So I'm going to go down here and check Instagram off. I'm going to also drop down here and get rid of stories. Now, I know you're probably going, oh, but stories. Stories are supposed to be when you first log on, it's up there, and they're supposed to be super quick, like really cool, like skiing in slow motion and jumping and maybe a little article you can click to. But people don't go to stories and get bogged down on these real estate ads. That's not what I want to do. So I get rid of that, and I leave everything else the same. So we're good there, okay? You guys with me so far? All right, so let's go ahead now and go to next. This is where it's going to get really good. Now we're going to go ahead and set up the ad, okay? I'm going to get rid of what they put. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to edit the image. I'm going to change it. And if you don't have any homes, you can do a subscription for $12 a month to Canva Pro, and they've got thousands of free houses you can download. But let's just say I want to go with this house right there. This will be the first image, and it'll show up right over here on my house, or on my ad. And there it is right there, right? And now, again, I'm not going to show you an ad where I'm going to run multiple pictures. You can do that. You can have an ad running multiple pictures. You can split test all of these. I'm going to show you how to do one ad and get it launched and out. So now for the primary text, I've already got some stuff that I've written. So the primary text is going to be this. And again, you're going to want to just pause this and maybe write this down if you want to launch an ad. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this generic content. Okay? Government programs can help you get a home with little or no money down, even with a credit score as low as, say, 580, right? First-time home buyer, special financing available for first-time home buyers. And I'm going to put click, learn more below. Okay? Right there. So click learn more below. And then what I'm going to do right there is I'm going to grab an emoji with the little finger pointing down. I'm going to copy it. And there we go. And there it is right there, right? Now let's talk about the headline. Let's go over here. Headline. It says tap below for more information. I'm not going to put that on there. Here's what I'm going to say for the headline. Right here, I'm going to say, click, learn more, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back up here to the emoji. Now I'm going to look for this guy. And I'm going to do a couple of them, right? And I'm going to copy it. And there we go. So right there, let's see what happens over here. Okay, click learn more. Now I have to go ahead and change the call to action. Guys, the reason why you don't want to have something that's called sign up is that psychologically is telling this person, oh man, if I click that, I got to give all my information, blah, blah. We don't want to have that psychological setup in their mind. We want to pattern interrupt them. So we're going to get rid of that, and we're just going to simply hit learn more and watch what happens. There we go right there. Let me see if I've got more copy. That's good. That's good. That's good. All right, we're good there. All right, so let's go here. And so on description could be, and this is going to take the place of this fb.me. So let's go ahead and say special home finance. There we go. Special home programs. And that's where it's going to go. I made a mistake, guys. I'm sorry. It's not taking the place. I knew better than that. It's going to drop below there. Now, you don't have to have a description if you don't want one. If you're fine with just bringing them down here to the click learn more and it's pulling them right there, then that's fine. All right, so there we go. Now, what we're going to do at this point, this is what's going to separate the traditional Facebook ad from the ones that you probably run and you ran a website or a squeeze page to, and you're frustrated. You're not getting any information. We're going to create a new lead form. Now, hang with me on this one because I'm going to go quick, but if you do it the way I show you to do it, you're going to have success. So I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to call this test buyer 8. This way, I'm not going to launch this campaign. All right? Down here on intro, I'm going to use the image from the ad. Here, you can upload any image you want. It's not a big deal. Headline text. We're going to put see all the special home finance options. Boom. So there's my headline. Now, for the description, I'm going to do a list. Okay, I'm going to say here, get a list of 0 down homes. Okay, get a list of 0 down homes. Find out about closing cost help. As I'm doing this very quick, you can put whatever you want on here, but this is what I'm putting. And on here, I'm going to say no pressure conversation. Boom, right there. All right, there we go. Now for questions, this is where you need to pay attention. We're going to ask some questions right down here. So we're going to go ahead and do multiple choice, and here's why. Right here, I'm going to say, what is your home buying time frame? And guys, again, I'm going quick, so I'm going to have some spelling issues. Bear with me. Down here for answers, we're going to put 1 to 3 months. I'm going to add a question. I'm going to put 4 to 6 months. You see where I'm going with this, guys? I'm going to add another one. I'm going to say 6 to 12 months. And then for the last one, I'm going to put 12 plus months. Now, as they come onto your lead, when they click your ad, it's going to bring them right to this lead form. If they click 1 to 3 months, your butt better be on the phone with them. You better be emailing, calling them, seeing what you can do. If they click 4 to 6, not a problem. They go into your drip campaign and you can start dealing with them. So this is going to tell you how serious they are. And here it is right there, guys. So it's on the form. What is your home buying time frame? I should have capitalized that, but anyway, I already told you. All right, so let's go ahead and ask another custom question. Multiple choice. Are you approved for a mortgage? Okay, answer would be yes. Again, you guys know I'm asking this. Okay, then we're going to put no. And then the last question will be, I would like to get approved. Boom. There you go. So now there's our questions. See all the special home finance options. Get a list of zero down homes. Find out about closing cost help. No pressure conversation. What is your home buying? Boom, boom, boom. Are you pre-approved? And so there are your questions. And you can go ahead and put whatever questions you want on there. I'm going to stick with those two, those questions right there. Now, for the pre-fill questions, this is where they're going to do the email, the phone, and all of that. Here we're going to put contact information. Okay? And then what we want to do is we want to get rid of full name. I'm not going to tell you why right now, but if you use a CRM, you always want to have a first name and a last name. So we're going to add a category, and we're going to go with first name, add a category, last name, and then one more, we're going to add a category, and we're going to add the phone number. Now I'm going to go ahead and drag the first name here, last name there, and there's it. There's the form right there, guys. And what's really cool about this form right here is when they get to this point, all they have to do is hit next. It's going to automatically populate. They don't have to do all of that stuff. So now, if I've done everything right, we should be fine. So there's a couple things that we're missing here. Let's go back up and let us see privacy. Now, this is where you need a privacy policy. So if you have a website, if you're with EXP, you have it on your site. If you're with another brokerage and they give you a website, just go find your website. Okay, you're going to go down to the bottom of your website, just like this. And there should be a button that says privacy policy. There it is. You're just going to basically copy that URL. You're going to go back to the ad manager. Here you're going to call it privacy policy. Boom, that's easy. Oh, I do this all the time. This is where you're going to put your privacy policy link. Then you're going to call it privacy policy. There it is. All right. And then for your custom disclaimer, thanks, you're all set. And then we will get you the information soon. Okay? And then call to action. This is very important. I don't want them to view a website. I want them to call the business. Call to action would be contact Kelly now. Told you I'm going to go fast on this, but you can pause this and rewind. But this is super duper important that you do this because you're going to give them the opportunity to actually call you directly from the ad, right? There you go. It doesn't let you put that. So there you go. There it is right there. Now, let's just see. Let's see if I've done this right because I'm going to hit publish. And if I've done anything wrong, it's going to tell me you didn't do this right. Oh, I did it right. So there is the form right there. And once I hit publish, this thing's ready to go. Now I'm going to show you the secret sauce. I'm going to go to a company called Lead Owl. Okay. On the bottom of this video, I'll leave you a link. I think there's a free sign up or a free trial. For those of you, you got to understand when you run one of these ads on Facebook, Facebook doesn't know unless you're using Zapier. Now, if you use Zapier, you don't need Lead Owl. But Zapier, for those of you that are newer, can be very difficult to set up. Even for techies like me, they can be a little difficult. I'm going to show you something even easier. So you get a 14-day free trial. I'm going to leave you a link for the free trial underneath in the bottom. Once you log in, your Zapier is going to allow you to basically integrate with that lead form. So if I go here and let me check integrations right there. And if I want to add a new integration and I want to integrate a Facebook lead ad, see how simple this is? Continuous Kelly. Okay, now it's going to ask me which page, real estate keys, and which form. There it is right there. If I click that, that form would now be integrated, and any lead that comes into Facebook from that ad will go directly to Lead Owl. And you can have that information sent to your CRM. So there you go. There's where you're going to get your leads to. Now, Zapier is a better way to do it, but you've got to have some tech knowledge. And if you don't want to do all of that, and you can take 3 seconds to do what I just did, you can have those leads when they're in Lead Owl go directly to your CRM. All right, we'll leave it at that. So guys, if I hit publish, it's going to go to Facebook now. And Facebook is going to take some time to test it, and not test it, but to go through it to make sure I've not done anything wrong. I'm not trying to be a shyster. And if Facebook is okay with the ad, they then will go ahead and say, congratulations, your ad is now running. And I would recommend running this. If you're at $10 a day, run it for a month. It's $300 to run that ad. If you got one lead that you converted, $6,000 commission, well worth it. But what if you get 15, 20, 30 leads and you can close 2 or 3 of those? And you do that every month. Now, here's where it's scalable. Do what I just showed you. Do multiple ads in multiple counties or multiple zip codes. And go as little as $5 a day. Run about 4 or 5 of these ads, and you will have leads coming in. All right, guys, I hope that made sense. Don't forget to go below. There is a link for Lead Owl. And if you want to try their 14-day free trial, then God bless you. Go ahead and do it. I just found it to be super simple. I literally can have a Facebook ad up and running in 5 minutes, have Lead Owl integrated with it, and I don't have to worry about it. When a lead goes through, it goes right to Lead Owl, and I get a text message. All right, guys, have a great day. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Drop me some comments below if you like this video. Here's something else you can help me with, guys. I do go a little quick because I do this all the time. Did this make sense? Is this something you think, based on what you just saw, that you could do? What can I do to improve how I'm training and coaching you guys? I would love that feedback. All right, I'm done, man. You guys have a great day, and I am going to see you on the next video.